So here's a little something that I vibe coded whilst I was trying to find myself a rental whilst moving interstate. Now, this is Victoria. I didn't know much about Victoria, so there's only so many listings that you can look at, and in between, like looking at a listing, there's what's inside the house, but then there's what's outside the house, and that's what I wanted to get to know through data. So let's go and turn some of these layers off, and let me tell you a story. So, this is DeckGL. I didn't know how to do any web development. This is all me, just Claude Code. I'm watching Netflix. I'm just like talking to Claude Code on the side. So all of these, the orange is trams, green is train lines, and all the dots are the specific stations. The entirety of Victoria rail network and bus network is mapped out as 3 polygons. So what I did from here, I want to know if a place that I was looking at was within walking distance of a rail-based corridor. So there's a thing called isochrones. So this is yet another thing that I vibe coded. So just for reference, GitHub, I knew this in life. Scripts. So each of these I was just like vibe coding another script, another script, another script to just go and get all my data, and it's all one make file that's pulling it all together. I think this is the pipeline. Yeah. It's all the different sources, how I'm doing the different transforms, and it's all GitHub Pages to deploy it. It's static assets. So anyway, for every station, I calculated what's the 5-minute walkable distance for like 1,800 something stations across the entire Victorian network. And when you add all those polygons together, you get a corridor. So this is a 5-minute walkability, and then there's a 15-minute walkability. So I found inside 5 minutes is too close. It's too dense residential. It's probably a bit more crime. So somewhere in that 5 to 15 minute walking distance is a sweet spot. One other thing, so I'll turn these off for a moment. I work in Southern Cross Station, around here. So I picked Southern Cross Station, there we go, as station 0. And then from Southern Cross to every other station in the network, calculated what's the commute time. So for starters, what's the tram commute time? So this is 15 minutes, 30, 45, and an hour. So I can very quickly see what's that commute contour. So if I'm looking at a place, it's like, okay, if say it's over here, that's within the 30-minute or that's within the 45. And this is the train network, so we can see out Werribee is pretty good because it's still within an hour. It's actually within a 45-minute train commute, but geographically it's pretty far out, so you can get like lower house prices, but still a decent commute cutting through the West Gate. Alright, so we've got walkability to the train station, but once you're on the train or tram, how long is it to get to the office, the commute contours? Let's take those off. Now, the other thing I want to know, for the areas that I was looking at, is the rental the price that they're asking? I don't know how much, like what are the expensive areas, what are the cheaper areas. So it turns out, every time you lodge a rental bond and every time you buy a property, the stamp duty is proportional to the sales price. So the stamp duty and the rental bond go to government agencies, and this has to become public data at some point. So where's a nice little spot that I was looking at here? Pascoe Vale. So yeah, for like 20 years of the median rental data by different house types and the number of rooms. And this is quarterly at the suburb level. And sales data. So this isn't as broken out, but it's still suburb level sales data for the last, we got back to 2013, about 13 years, up to 2023, so 10 years. I can extrapolate that. So at least able to see if I'm looking at a rental, it's like, am I above or below the median? Is it overpriced or is it a bargain? And then say I wanted to compare two suburbs, put a little compare mode in, so I can just sort of like quickly see. Okay, so for Pascavale, for a 3-bedroom unit, median is 111, and Hawick North about the same. So I can go clear that. Let's go Essendon and Doncaster. Yep. 225, 3-bedroom unit, 188. So Doncaster's way more spinny. Let me get rid of the suburbs. There wasn't any extra data that I added for postcodes. Postcodes are just postcodes. But the LGAs had some extra data. So what's the rental data at the LGA level? So it gives me like an extra point of comparison. So if I want to go clear that, Maribyrnong and Melbourne LGA, and compare those. I don't think I had sales data for LGA level. No, just rental data. Okay. And then what else out and about? I'd be able to, where is it? Candidates at YAML. So I just literally go and say, what's the address? What's the link? And then add the extra metadata that I wanted to. There's a GitHub action that will go and geocode it and add the lat long. And there's some extra bits and pieces that if it's in the hit zone for the walkability, take that off. Go property candidates, walkability. So if it's inside the 5 minutes, I made it orange. If it's in the 5 to 15, it's a green spot. And then this works on mobile. I can do show my location. Sides still work. Works on my phone if it's a mobile device, and it'll bring up the little precise GPS location. So if I'm out and about, I can just use this as a mobile app. See, okay, where am I relative to other things? And be able to pull that up. And that's it. This is something that I vibe coded whilst I was trying to find a rental, and I got to learn more about Melbourne, Victoria. Huge shout out to the Gov. Where it started, the transport lines and stops, and then just went and had a look around through all the different other bits of open data.